Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Jackson, Alabama.
Alright, so the National Weather Service Huntsville issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for north central Jackson County and northeast Alabama. That's until 2 o'clock. 126, severe thunderstorm was located 8 miles northwest of Stevens Center, 10 miles west of Bridgeport, moving east at 25 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gust and penny size hail possible with that. Areas impacted: Anderson and Russell Cave National Monument. So I wanted to go live, let everybody know that. There is a severe thunderstorm warning out, just went up for Jackson County. And we're going to be dealing with these pop-ups, like I said, all through the evening here. Looks like the main batch of activity gets in our area around 6 p.m., but it's possible sooner. Seeing another severe thunderstorm warning storm on top of Decatur there. And it's tracking to the east. That one may eventually move into Jackson and Marshall counties here in a bit, so we'll continue to watch that. So you may notice the radar looks a little bit more colorful. That's because it actually is. I've done some updates on it, and I've got the HD high definition radar on there now, and it's a little bit brighter and it shows a little bit more details. This one's over Decatur, moving to the east. This one holds up. It may eventually move into areas like Paint Rock, Gurley, Woodville, maybe northern parts of Marshall County and Madison County too, which is already in Madison County right now, so we'll just have to watch it. And then we got this one up here near Bridgeport, and that could be as bad as yesterday. Just letting everybody know that's kind of what we're looking at. Come on, get on off of there. But yeah, just a big pop-up mess out there. The good news is, though, is as we get to tomorrow, that cold front moves through and our threat of severe weather ends, unless you're further south of us. But I do have something I want to share with everybody really quick. It's some really good news, especially for people who want some cooler weather like me. Let's see if I can grab that file up. Just show you how powerful this cool front really is. So let's see if I can pop that up. Yeah, there we go. Let me zoom it way up so you can see the temperatures. Look at that. Now these are highs and lows. Highs in the 80s and lows in the 50s at night. Look at the drop in that temperature as it just comes in. Look at that. Lows in the 50s overnight and highs in the 80s, like 84, 85, some areas may not get that high up. So yeah, just look at that temperature drop as we get on into, this is actually valid into Thursday. So yeah, as we get into around midweek, look at that drop. What you're going to notice a drop in humidity behind this system here, but just look at that drop in temperature. That is a heck of a drop for this time of year. So very excited for that. I'm zooming out trying to find where our cold front's at on our little tools here. Okay, our cool front's still a good ways away, but it'll definitely make its way here, that's for sure. Of course, we do have a boundary or system sitting right there across northwest Alabama. That's why they've excluded it from the severe threat. Everything is developing just ahead of that. So yeah, we've got a system. It's kind of hanging out somewhere right in there. Let me readjust that. That's not quite right. Yeah, we got a system setting just right, like somewhere right in there. So everything is trying to pop up ahead of that, which I do see additional development there to the west, but the SPC has put the severe risk right along that line there ahead of it. So and I am going to try to get GRL level no, not GRL level 3. It's Radar Scope Pro Tier 2. I was going to get it today. It's like $16, but looked on my card and I didn't have $16, so just have to wait until I get it on there, and then I'm going to try to do that. Get that Pro Tier 2 will be a lot more useful than 1. Of course, that's $15 a month, which is really not that bad. 16, somewhere right in there with tax and all that. It's not too bad. So, original reason going live: severe thunderstorm warning for north central Jackson County and northeast Alabama until 2 o'clock. Severe thunderstorm located 8 miles northwest of Stevenson, or 10 miles west of Bridgeport, moving east at 25 miles per hour, capable of 60 mile per hour winds and penny-sized hail. We should move a little further away from the radar beam there. Let me see which filter will be better to use. They're almost the same, actually. So yeah, here's some of the new stuff I can do with the radar anyway. It'll probably freeze on me. Looks like it's going to. And it did, so let me pull it back up. Yeah, it's got a habit of freezing, unfortunately. With the new update, it does like to freeze a bit, so I may have to do some work on that. Okay. Yeah, Janice, if you could send us that, send it in a, like in a message, that would help. Okay, yeah, I'll have to get rid of some of these because it's causing a little bit of a problem. Yeah, I can literally change the radar around though to look like anything. It's pretty cool. That's looking at it through a different angle there. I like that, but it's just a bit much. It's just a bit bright. Move to radar omega, see how that looks. That's pretty interesting looking. But yeah, I still think I like the original a bit better. So we're just going to be kind of hanging out, tracking these storms as they move on in. Yeah, I see some gusty winds in there, but that's about it. There could still be a threat of some damaging winds with that, but that only goes until... It's got another 19 minutes. And there it goes again. Yeah, not sure I like the new update. So I can get it back where it was at. Okay, there we go. Just leave it as standard because it doesn't seem to crash with it. So yeah, the whole top of that storm is just really spreading on out there. It looks like it's still got some hail in there though. I can see that, that's for sure. Some embedded hail in there. Let's look at this one down here. Also some embedded hail in there too. One coming south of Huntsville there. Let me look, there may be one actually coming into Huntsville. Yeah, there is. This little cell here is moving to the directly due east, so it looks like it'll impact areas. The heaviest part of the storm are impacting Triana, eventually moving a little further east, Owens Crossroads, somewhere around there, Owens Crossroads, Paint Rock, Woodville. Looks like it's trying to make a little bit of a southerly track there, so it looks like it'd make it more toward Triana, Owens Crossroads, New Hope, eventually into northern Marshall County and parts of Paint Rock, Woodville, and Jackson County, southwest portion there. of Jackson County. Well, what an inflow tail on that little storm there. Just take away storm motion, that would help out a lot. Yeah, so seeing some pockets in there of some higher wind gusts. And that is actually moving toward Bridgeport. Not very fast though. Well, these storms are supposed to hang around. I mean, timeline's going to be. Let me get that up too. That just popped in my mind there to get that timeline up, and I didn't. So let me look at the newest timeline. I got it in here somewhere. I believe that's it. Let's see. So yeah, there's our newest time. Anywhere between 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's the estimate. That's for DeKalb County and Marshall County, but areas a little further northwest around Huntsville, 3 p.m. to 6, which of course that timeline is still just a bit uncertain as they're moving into Huntsville right now. So it's a little bit off there. More like 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. for Huntsville areas, and probably 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for northeast Alabama, but they've got like 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So, I mean, it is possible additional development develops. I mean, we are seeing that. So anywhere between that timeline there, and we got a new warning coming up right now. It's going to be that one right there. Okay, so now we have an outflow, so these could cause additional thunderstorm development. Good grief, $half size hail with this thing. That's not surprising at all with this little cell here. Bridgeport is in the path of that, so get ready for some big hail. Bridgeport, Anderson, Bass, Russell Cave National Monument, and Long Island. $half size hail. That's 1.25 inch in diameter hail. That's why we got such a beautiful inflow tail here, updraft tail there, or rather professionally inflow tail. That's why it's showing that such an inflow tail going on there. That thing's got some high winds jetting up into it to hold that size hail up in there. Yeah, so if you're in Bridgeport, be watching this storm here. You're under severe thunderstorm warning. You could have hail up to $half size hail. That's pretty large. I mean, that's very large hail there. So if you're in Bridgeport, you got a garage, I'd be putting my vehicles in there and I'd be hanging out inside because this thing's coming right at you. It ain't moving fast, but it is making a southerly shift, and it's coming right at you, and that hail is going to be heavy. It's got a very heavy hail core with it. It's pretty sporadic into the storm there, and it's coming right at Bridgeport. So you got some nasty hail coming your way. It's possibly the size of a $50, so it's 1.25 inch in diameter hail. Storm with that big of an updraft, that's concerning. So I'll be keeping an eye on the reflectivity too. I'm not seeing nothing too concerning at the moment, other than the hail. I mean, the thing's producing some very large hail. But this has turned into a nasty little storm here. It's tracking right toward Bridgeport. So again, if you got family in Bridgeport, you got time to call them and let them know if they don't, that they could be having some $50 size hail shortly. Very, very possible. Pretty good possibility of that. And this thing is starting to get a supercell look to it. Put everything back to standard, that way it doesn't crash or anything. Oh yeah, this thing's producing a lot of lightning and thunder. I'm pretty sure that you can hear it from Stevenson, that's for sure. Yeah, the storms are going to hit pretty quick like that again, Jonas. I hate to hear the tree fell on someone's house. I did hear a lot of reports of it, though. A lot of reports of lightning striking people's houses too. I mean, that was a lot of that. Even a hay barn was struck by lightning and caught on fire. So, hello, Mr. Wesley. Hope you're doing good over there in Henniger. And yeah, these storms today may be as bad or worse than yesterday. Worse as far as hail goes. Just as bad damage and wind wise. So. So this thing is almost on top of Bridgeport, and it has got a lot of lightning with it. Okay, so now Bridgeport, you're probably getting some of that hail right now. It's moving right at you. Like it's right on top of you, just about. It looks like the heaviest part of the hail may be just a bit to the west of you, but still, you're probably getting a little bit of hail right now, if I had to guess. And we're starting to see a gust front develop just ahead of that, so these things could go ahead and produce some more severe thunderstorms as it continues to do that. So. Little area that grabbed my concern there. So I'm not 100% sure that's a legit, legit there. It may not be, because it looks kind of grainy. Usually they're not grainy like that, but 81 miles per hour, and it is around the lightning too, where the lightning's at, so that's a little bit concerning there, being where the lightning is. Okay, picking it up on 2 scans. Let's move it to the reflectivity. Okay, that's just out ahead of it, so yeah. No, I'm going to say that's not right. But a big gust front developing out ahead of this thing. So right on top of Bridgeport at this point. So it is starting to lose its inflow tail, which means that it may be weakening just a bit.
The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for West Central Marshall County.
West Central Marshall County, so that's going to be with this. So we got a new warning up, as expected. Come on, radar, hurry up and load. There we go. West Central Marshall County in northeast Alabama. It's moving east at 20 miles per hour. Hazard 60 mile per hour wind gust. Areas impacted: southern Huntsville, Decatur, Madison, Hartselle, Arab, Redstone Arsenal, Crossville, Owens Crossroads, Falkville, and Triana.
Locations impacted include southern Huntsville, Decatur, Madison, Hartselle, Arab, Redstone Arsenal, Priceville, Owens Crossroads, Falkville, and Triana. For your protection, move to
So now we got two areas to watch. So I better go grab my medicine. I'll be right back, everybody.
and continuous cloud to ground lightning monitoring with this storm. Move indoors immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. You are close enough to be struck by lightning. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 2:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Alabama: Madison, Marshall, and Morgan. Storm warning remains.
Yeah, very, very hot outside. It's 90 degrees right now. Breezy out too. Winds out of the southwest at like 8 miles per hour, 8 to 10 miles per hour. So it's pretty gusty out. Just trying to move my microphone around here. So watching this activity here, going to be moving into areas a little bit south than what it was first showing. But areas anywhere from Owens Crossroads, Union Grove, Arab. Eventually it will move into the Paint Rock, Woodville area and extend a little further east, which may put it around Guntersville, Grant, areas. I'm still watching the one up here in Bridgeport. My goodness, that is just a nasty looking storm there. That's all you can really say about it. That is a nasty storm, and it's getting still got a little bit of an inflow tail there on it, so still produces some large hail, that's for sure. And the National Weather Service in, I believe that's going to be Georgia, has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for the Trenton area, Morganville area, due to this same storm coming out of Bridgeport. If there's anybody in Stevenson and you're looking north, get a photo of that storm if you can. That is a very photogenic storm. It's got a beautiful inflow tail on the back, so that's going to be a very photogenic storm. If there's anybody that safely can get a photo, I mean, you got some pretty high winds coming toward you too from that gust front. If you can get a photo of it, you know, that'd be great. And also Shiloh in northeast DeKalb County, far northeastern DeKalb County, you're really close to this. And it's possible you could get some impacts off of this. That's Shiloh in the far northeastern tip of DeKalb County. It's northeast of Ider. It's a good ways away from Ider. But the far northeast tip of DeKalb County, in between Jackson and DeKalb County, you could get some of this storm. I know the National Weather Service in Georgia there, I believe that's Peachtree, Georgia, don't hold me to it. Yeah, National Weather Service in Peachtree City issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Walker County in northwest Georgia and Dade County in northwest Georgia until 4 p.m. Storm, of course, capable of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts to penny-sized hail, so the hail has went down on it a little bit, which I noticed once it lost its inflow tail there for a minute, it weakened down. But this storm could re-intensify, but at the moment it's not as intense as it was. It has weakened a bit, but it's still got some hail in there. Not the big hail that it had, but it's still got some hail around penny size. And it is looking a bit more unorganized each scan that goes by. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'd like to see those that storm there. It's coming really close to Stevenson. Looks like it'll just. You may get some of the wind. You probably are getting some of the wind and the lightning and stuff off of that. But now we're really seeing them pop up. There's a lot of gust fronts out there. These storms really outflow dominant today, producing outflow boundaries like crazy. So it's about to get pretty messy. Just to let everybody know that, especially in the Jackson County areas, and all this is going to push into our area too. So it's about to get pretty messy out there as far as storm development goes. Once these outflow boundaries collide together, it's going to get pretty messy. So watching several of them. One is along that storm there. Another one is along this storm here. they actually connect. So they're running in different directions, so we have to watch this. This one's trying to come this way. I'm going to try to draw the arrows as best I can with the motion. So you can kind of see where we got winds just pretty much shooting out in all directions, thanks to these outflow boundaries. So it'll cause some additional development, and we'll have to keep an eye on the storms, see what happens if any of them interacts with all these winds going all these different directions. But yeah, the one I've had my eye on is this one here in Bridgeport. I know if you're in Bridgeport, you're getting some of that hail. I can see them showing up, some indications of that. And again, if you're in Shiloh, far northeast corner of DeKalb County, this cell is coming right at you. So not leaving y'all out. I know it seems like there was nothing, put out as far as the warning goes, extending into that area. According to Georgia, it would have been extended into that warning if Georgia would have put it out. I'm just going by what I'm seeing here. So yeah, just you guys up there in Shiloh, northeastern DeKalb County, far northeast corner there in between Jackson and DeKalb, this storm's coming at you. So whether it makes it that far south, we will see. I believe it probably will, because it's following that gust front out ahead of it. So don't think I'm forgetting about Marshall counties. I'm not forgetting about you. I've already visualized it in my mind, how far away it is and everything. So I'm keeping tabs on it, and I got it locked in my mind how far away it was. It's still not in Marshall County yet. It's getting a little bit closer. Lots of lightning with these. Let me tell you, there's a lot of lightning with these storms. They're going to be very similar to yesterday. There is a ton of lightning with these things. And they are big hail producers too. I'm noticing hail cores on several different storms. This one right here has got a nice hail core developing on it. And then this storm here, another hail core. So these storms are going to be capable of some large hail. And the tornado threat, again, it's not showing up at all on the map. So it's got to be less than 2% then, because if it was 2%, it would show up on the map. So it's less than 2%. Which I already see rotation on this one. I've seen it for a bit, but not seeing nothing on the lower levels. There is a small area there, a broad rotation, upper level, or rather mid-level rotation there on that storm, and I've been keeping an eye on it. So just throwing that out there. Where this little inflow tail, it's right there on the southwest portion of the storm. So I mean, right there is an area I'm going to watch. I have been watching it for a little bit. So. And this is just a nice little cell here. I mean, it looks like a supercell. It's got the characteristics of one, but I don't think it's quite there yet. But it does have the characteristics of one. It's got that look to it.
building.
So quarter-size hail
A severe thunderstorm warning has
and
been
60-mile per hour
until
winds.
2:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Jackson.
That is
Alabama.
north central Jackson County. So yeah, did I not tell everybody it was about to start getting kind of, yeah, nasty out there as these boundaries move in. So severe thunderstorm warning.
That does another one.
The National in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Jackson County.
Northeastern Jackson County. It's going to be along this one.
Northeastern
Northeastern DeKalb County. Okay, so now they are putting northeastern DeKalb County in that.
Central Daylight Time. A severe thunderstorm was located over Bridgeport, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Hazard 60 miles.
Okay, so that does include Ider. They have one and put them in it. Glad they did. Areas impacted by that would be Bridgeport, Stevenson, Ider, Long Island, Fabius, Higdon, and Sulphur Springs. So northeastern DeKalb County. Let me go ahead and get that up. As soon as NOAA gets done there, I will get that up.
Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Large hail, damaging wind, and continuous cloud-to-ground lightning are occurring with this storm. Move indoors immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning.
Come on, Noah, hurry up.
Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 3 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Alabama: DeKalb and Jackson.
This is KO4FUN. All amateur radio operators be advised the National Weather Service in Huntsville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern DeKalb County and northeast Alabama. That's until 3 p.m. KO4FUN clear. So northeastern DeKalb County, anywhere from Ider to Shallow. I don't think it will quite make it to Ider. It looks like it's kind of hanging more toward the northeast portion there of DeKalb County, far northeastern portion around Shallow, but I do notice it moving a bit further south. So we'll see if it does make it that far south. But Ider, you are in the warning, so go ahead and heed the warning anyway. It's a nasty storm, lots of lightning with it. I'm going to briefly try to slowly switch to a different velocity scan here. See, I don't need Birmingham. I'm trying to figure out which. I think it was that one. Okay, yeah, I actually like that one. It's a little bit more in depth than the other one is, so yeah, that works. Still see some threats, some potential damage and winds in there. Of course, you know, every storm does have some rotation in it. It's when it starts getting into the lower levels is when it gets concerning. Right now, everything was mid, you know, kind of in the mid levels there, kind of broad. And looks like this storm's trying to lose its inflow tail again, but it's still got it. It's still producing a lot of hail. I'm seeing a pretty decent amount of hail there with that storm. It's capable of producing quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So these storms today are going to be big hail makers. I definitely tell you that. And it's just becoming a mess out there. This one in Marshall County still some embedded hail in there, some damaging winds, all possible. A lot of rain, lots of lightning, as you're seeing on the scan here. My lightning, I finally got all that fixed, so it's actually showing up for now. So there's going to be some embedded hail in it. It is moving into the western portion of Marshall County there. We'll be impacting Union Grove shortly in Arab. Some very high winds, potentially damaging winds, and lots of hail out of it too. Anywhere, I think the hail was a quarter size. Yep. Okay. But yeah, as soon as I'm able to get that 15 put on a card on my Cash App, I am 100% upgrading this thing to level 2. I've seen some of my friends that use the VR level, or not the VR level 2, it's Pro Tier 2, and it's amazing. It gives you a lot more to work with than just what I'm seeing here, you know, what I've got, so definitely going to consider it. Yeah, I noted a little bit of a wind change there. Let's go and get a dual pan up and just call it a day. Yeah, there's a lot of heat out there to work with. It is 91 degrees outside right now. My goodness, no wonder these storms are popping up like they are. So if you're in Shiloh, far northeast portion of DeKalb County, you've got a nasty little storm coming up, right on, about to be there pretty shortly on top of you, but it's definitely an odd shape, I know that much. Yeah, Evan Rude, y'all are under a warning there. I'm still seeing it kind of build back east, like toward Georgia. It seems like it's trying to build back that way a bit. I've been watching Shiloh for a while there in the far northeast corner, and I've been saying that it's probably going to be hit. It looks like it's definitely moving right on top of them right now. And yes, this is northeast Alabama that I'm looking at. Yeah, I've been looking at the velocity, Wesley, on that storm there, and I've seen rotation with it, but it's not on the lower levels. Of course, I got the velocity scanned up now. Storm relative velocity takes out the fact of the storm motion, so you're able to see a little bit more in depth with it. But, as far as rotation goes, but looking for damaging winds, velocity is very good for that. But there is some embedded rotation in there, in that storm. Particularly right in there where that little tail is. Looking at two small areas there. So I have been watching that area very carefully, and with all the lightning increasing right in there, especially, I'm watching it. Yeah, that thing has got a lot of lightning. So I would not doubt if you're looking from Eider, if you're looking north from Eider, I would not doubt if you're not seeing a decent lowering. Would not be surprised that you're seeing a lowering with that at all. So I don't want my radar to crash, so I'm trying to go very slow here because I've got some new upgrades in there and I don't want it to crash with me. And if you load them too quick, it will crash. Okay, so I'm going to switch to a little higher definition. Give it some time to load so it's not loading so quick. And we're going to switch to that. Some very high winds, outflow winds going toward Eider right now, so you're about to get some high winds. So Shiloh, the storm is officially on top of you. Like as I'm looking right now, the scan shows it's a little bit away, but the radar, always has a few seconds lag. So it's more than likely on top of Shiloh right now. We'll probably see that on the next scan here. Now let me back away for just a minute. Not forget Marshall County here. And of course that storm, broad rotation in it, but every storm is going to have some rotation in it. I mean, like I've said before, don't be alarmed. It's when it starts getting in the lower levels, that's when we're concerned about it. Well, light bulb blew, and I had to switch it for an LED, but I think the light bulb is what's causing it so hot in here. But we got a severe storm moving into Marshall County coming our way here within probably the next hour or so. But yeah, live on Facebook. You'll know it. Moving to the comments here, let me move back to those so I can see everybody, what everybody's saying. No, it's no problem, Evan Root, at all, no problem. Madison County, well, I feel bad for them as they're they got some storms over there too. Like that gives you a hint. They had some storms over Madison County under a special weather statement, so I sure hope they're not out there playing games, but at least until that gets out of there anyway. Most of the activity, the severe activity today is going to be along I-65 and east. So northeast Alabama particularly being in a big target area for that today. Large hail, damaging winds. Tornado threat's not even showing up, so it's less than 2%. let's get it back to the storm relative. So yeah, like right on Shiloh right now, they're getting some of those winds and rain and all that good stuff. But it's still trying to build east, right toward Trenton, Georgia. So it's just barely skirting by Shiloh there, just barely skirting by it. Of course, it's north of Eider. It's not impacting Eider. Just those outflow winds will be impacting Eider here shortly. But that storm, I'm noticing a decent weakening trend on it, but it's still got some hail in it and threats of some damaging winds too, but it is weakening. But I've had it cold lately and I just cannot get rid of it. So forgive my voice. So watching another severe thunderstorm moving into very close to the high top area, but so far it's remaining north. So now that I'm not fully concerned with that cell over northeast DeKalb County there, I'm going to start monitoring the one going into Marshall County now, and it's just a big blob of high winds, heavy rain, and a ton of lightning out of it. I've noticed not quite as much lightning as what we had yesterday, but it's definitely got a lot in it. And it's kind of taking a southerly dive there, kind of to the southeast, so it looks like it'll impact areas around Union Grove, possibly making it to Guntersville, of course Arab, and maybe on down the road, Albertville, Boaz, Douglas. And if it holds together, you know, it might skirt down here toward us, and DeKalb County anyway. Okay, so we got a damage and wind report. Thunderstorm wind damage, 911 call center, trees down in the Jasper area and elsewhere in the county. So getting reports of some damage up there in the Jasper area due to these damaging winds coming across. This storm here is really weakened out. It just barely hit the northeast tip of DeKalb County, just barely before it started weakening. Eider, you've been took out of that warning box. And now it only includes the northeast portion of DeKalb, which kind of expected. I mean, the way the storm's building further east. But now we got to worry about the stuff coming in behind it, because we are getting damage wind reports up there, even some hail reports. Emergency management reporting close to quarter size hail, not quite. Probably more like nickel size. But a very nasty storm now entering in to the central part there toward High Top. Looks like that will be tracking toward Stevenson and Bridgeport area. So you got some time there. Nasty storms pushing through there. And I do see some bright colors. It's an absolute outflow boundary mess. That's all a person can say about this. We got outflow boundaries going south and southwest, and we got them going from the north to the south and southeast. It looks like a bomb went off on here. Okay, so we're getting some wind damage reports around Owens Crossroads, but it's not much. Typically to 20 to 30, 40 mile per hour winds. And that storm in Marshall County is continuing to weaken. I still think that it's possible the warning may extend, but it's also possible a special weather statement goes out to replace it. We'll just have to see how it does. It's 92 degrees outside. There is a lot of heat out there for it to work with. I mean, there's a threat of severe weather. If you're in northeast Alabama, anywhere from Huntsville east, northeast, you have a threat of severe weather. I mean, but yeah, just an FYI, if you're not hearing me call your specific area out or anything, that's probably because there's nothing there. There's nothing coming for it. If I think you're in the path of something, I'll definitely let you know ahead of time. So, possibly going to probably should see an extension on this severe storm here up in the northern or central portion there of Jackson County. I'm kind of thinking maybe they extend that depending further southeast, which will put it in Bridgeport and Stevenson area. So yeah, if you're in Bridgeport and Stevenson, of course you're going to be under the gun again here pretty shortly. We got some new development popping up now behind the outflow boundary, right on top of Bridgeport almost. So it's pretty messy. So our system's moving just a little bit further east than it was. It's now situated over the Athens area, so we do have that boundary is continuing to move east with these thunderstorms. So our boundary is now, I mean, they're firing right along it, and there is some behind it too. But right there is where our boundary is located at now. Low pressure coming on through here. So I know it's a bit boring, just having to sit and watch everything to see what it does. I do expect new development along that boundary there, and it looks like I'm seeing some additional development near New Market. update.
3:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 10 miles southeast of Cowan to 8 miles southeast of Huntland, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated.
Okay, that includes the Stevenson area, as I was just talking about. Also Bridgeport, and it goes all the way down almost to DeKalb County line there. I don't know why it's not updating. Let me load the radar back up.
Jericho, Russell Cave National Monument, Long Island, and Eden. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 3:15 p.m.
There we
Central
go.
Daylight Time for the following county: Jackson, Alabama.
So yeah, right where I was just talking about, and include Stevenson area under that warning, also Bridgeport, and yeah, it's just a big mess. That's all you can say. It looks like a war zone. And this outflow boundary here, a pretty strong one, moving over High Top right now, going towards Skyline. It's probably going to go ahead and throw more thunderstorms off. So. And I'm going to be particularly watching as it collides with these cells here. Just see what happens when it does collide with them. But again, this warning, 60 mile per hour winds, a quarter size hail until 3:15. Areas impacted: Bridgeport, Stevenson, Pisgah, Anderson, High Top, Bass, Jericho, Russell Cave National Monument, Long Island, and Higdon. So I've noticed a bit of weakening in the one in Marshall County, but it's still a messy looking little storm there, so we'll watch and see if anything is issued out.
The National Weather Service. The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama, has issued a severe thunderstorm
There it
warning
is.
for Marshall County in northeastern Alabama, southwestern Jackson County,
Marshall County, southwestern Jackson, northeastern Alabama, southeastern Madison County, north central Alabama, northeastern Coleman County, southern Morgan County. Storm was located along a line extending from near Owens Crossroads to Morgan City to Fogville, moving east at 20 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour winds, and quarter size hail. Areas impacted: southern Huntsville, Scottsboro, Hartsville, Guntersville, Arab, Owens Crossroads, Falkville, Grant, Woodville, and Morgan City.
Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage.
So yeah, it's slowly moving this away. They're not moving fast. Very heavy rainfall with it too.
Impacted include southern Huntsville, Scottsboro, Hartsville, Guntersville, Arab, Owens Crossroads, Falkville, Grant, Woodville.
And it is 92 degrees outside.
For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Alabama: Coleman, Jackson, Madison, Marshall, and Morgan.
So yeah, I know when my first scanner goes off, it is so loud. Like, my goodness.
WW4DB, KF4DVJ.
Hailing bad in Bridgeport.
Hang on 1 second. Let me see if I can get these guys because they're coming back.
I'm not surprised at all at that. And a weather delay at the football game, I don't doubt that. Bad day to pick to play football, to be honest.
May not be in the range
So your main stuff with this storm coming through Marshall County, it's going to be embedded hail. Pretty large area there, pretty big storm. There's going to be some hail in there, sporadic. Of course, a ton of lightning, lots and lots of lightning. And of course, you know, those threats of some damaging winds embedded in there too. So that is now approaching Union Grove and going toward Guntersville. So if you're on the lake, you probably need to get out of there, get to a safe place, because this is a big storm. And I don't know how these gust fronts here are going to interact with these storms moving in here to the east, because we got wind moving from the north to the south, and the storms are moving east. So we will see what happens with these here. It looks like they're intensifying along it here where they're colliding in Hazel Green. So we will see if this goes ahead and blows off just a crazy amount of thunderstorms, which that's kind of where I'm leaning. But let's see, they're about to collide right here near Skyline, so let's see what a difference that, you know, what kind of impact that makes.
Roger, let me stand by. Dave just texted me. I'll try it again.
I always find it fascinating when the winds collide coming in from a different direction. These are some pretty stout winds too with this outflow boundary. I'm going to say 30 miles per hour, 40. Yeah, that was a pretty good guess. 38. So there's some high gusts coming with this gust front alone. So if you're in Skyline, you got some very high winds coming. Just want to let you know, if you are in the Skyline area, you got some 30 mile per hour winds, maybe 40 coming your way. And also, of course, if you're in the Stevenson area, Bridgeport area, you're under severe thunderstorm warning. Could have some large hail up to quarter size and some 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And a crazy amount of lightning. If you're in Marshall County, you got a big bulk of showers and thunderstorms with additional development developing. You could have some embedded hail up to quarter size and some potential for some 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts and an insane amount of lightning. So if you're in Guntersville, if you're in the lake, you need to be getting out of that lake, out of the boat, out of the lake. There's a lot of lightning coming in with these things. Okay, so special weather statement just issued out for the northwestern portion of Jackson County. That includes Madison, Jackson counties, northwestern Jackson County, and northern Madison, southeast Lincoln. A strong thunderstorm over Meridianville moving east at 25, wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, and pea-size hail. Areas impacted: northern Huntsville, Moores Mill, Meridianville, Hazel Green, New Market, Francisco, Plevna, Aurora, Estill Fork, and Fisk.
going to working on.
So this boundary is approximately
Coming in. I got a lot of thunder here, and
4 miles out, less than 4 miles from colliding. Well, way less than 4 miles now.
so I'll finish up the grill here and put it inside. But Doug, good to hear you. I'll put
2
you on-
miles out from colliding with this storm near Skyline. So going to be watching that. Skyline is about to get pretty rocky there with that wind, and then right after that you got a storm that's going to hit you like right behind it. But we're going to see what happens when they collide. Noting some rotation with it already. With this cell here, it's already showing up. We got some broad stuff showing up in there. So it's already getting kind of influenced by that thing impacting it there from the north. Let's see here. Jason Sauls, hope Sylvania area doesn't get bad. You're on vacation, North Carolina, and your kids are at home. Well, all this is definitely moving towards Sylvania. Not here yet, but there is a lot of storms coming this way, so we'll just have to watch and see what happens with it. Right now, I'm not seeing, a ton of damage and wind reports across the area. Okay, new warning just coming out for
Jackson County. So this is what I was waiting to see. That's gonna do that.
The National Weather Service.
okay, severe thunderstorm warning issued till for the Skyline or 13 miles northwest of Scottsboro, moving east at 25 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour winds, penny-sized hail. Areas impacted: Scottsboro, Hollywood, Skyline, Gurley, Pisgah, Pleasant Groves, High Top, Paint Rock, Martintown, and Princeton. So that's pretty much what I've been waiting to see, if it was going to influence it any.
Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Scottsboro, Hollywood, Skyline.
So pretty much it doesn't matter where you're at in Jackson County.
High Top, Paint Rock,
You're under a severe thunderstorm warning. Like, it absolutely don't matter where you're at.
To an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
Unless you happen to be lucky and you're down here near Dutton section.
Monitoring with this storm. Move indoors immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck.
The storm
by
in Marshall
lightning.
County, I'm seeing some weakening, but I also see some additional development ahead of it. So, and that's slowly getting into our area. It's getting close.
Jackson, Alabama.
So Huntsville, extremely on top of things. And yeah, the boundaries now colliding with the storm there, so it may push it further south. That's kind of what I'm looking at, to see if it starts pushing it south, or what's it going to do, But it's obviously strengthening from it. You can tell that by the scan there. It's got a lot brighter. So again, skyline right on top of you now. So it's about to get pretty messy here. You know, that boundary may just go ahead and push it a little further south of skyline, but you're still going to get those winds here within the next few seconds or minutes. And it looks like it's going to go down toward Hollywood and Scottsboro. So seeing those winds on radar, they are approaching skyline. They're not quite there yet. But 30, 40 mile per hour winds, could be higher. And here's where our two air masses are colliding. You got, you know, you can see the different directions by the color there. Oops. So a lot of additional development behind this boundary towards Stevenson. And also Bridgeport. You poor people are probably underwater. If I'm having to guess, by all these storms, it's just continuously coming and just over and over and over again. Like you guys, I know have got a lot of rain on the ground. Let's take a look at that and see. Okay, so some pretty heavy amounts of rain, not quite as high as I thought. Well, 2 inches, I mean, 2.40, almost 3 inches, so okay, yeah, I mean, well, it's up there. Yeah, there's a good bit of rain, so yeah, it's definitely some minor flooding going on there, maybe, you know, yeah, some minor flooding over in there. These storms are producing a lot of rain, especially this one near, man, seriously? There's no way that little storm's producing that kind of rain. I don't know where that came from. Must have been from an earlier storm or something. I don't know where that came from, but alrighty. That's kind of odd. Maybe that explains a little bit. Let's go with this. We'll narrow it down a little bit better. So yeah, a lot of rain on top of Bridgeport there. A little bit over an inch within an hour. So there definitely could be some minor flooding going on over there with that. So seeing some pretty high winds gusting out on some of these storms. We've got the brighter colors showing up. So around Pleasant Groves, of course, Skyline, they've just got an absolute mess going on there. North of the New Market there, seeing some gusty winds. Just a lot of wind and lightning. The one in Marshall County not looking too bad. Looks like it's weakening a bit, with some additional development ahead of it. So DeKalb County, get ready for some rainfall to start moving into the northwest portion. Shower and thunderstorm activity as well ahead of this big old massive bunch of rain here. Also starting to get some in Albertville, maybe Boaz, but that cell's really weakened out a lot. There's still a warning out, so there could still be some damaging winds. We did get a report north of Eva there, 1-inch limbs broken off, so there'll definitely be some damaging winds in this storm still.
This is K9, the Benson David, New Hampshire, just trying to figure out what I'm doing. Headed down 153 right now, about to cross the bend. Copy.
And they've collided, and we got new development.
good. Hey, what area does this repeater cover? I'm working out at the repeater plant there in Saudi right now. I'm headed over to the dam. Seems like this is like covering it. Yeah, it's located in north there on Hickson Pike, around Stonewall Farms on the ridge, and then there's another repeater up on Sickle Mountain that's a link to it, and then there's another repeater up in Crossville.
The National Weather Service.
Another warning just coming
The
out.
National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Jackson County,
Northwestern Jackson
Alabama,
County,
northeastern Madison,
Northeastern
County, Alabama,
southeastern Lincoln County,
southwestern
southwestern
Franklin,
Franklin.
until 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:56 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located near New Market, or 9 miles northeast of Moore's Mill, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs.
So yeah, these storms are firing off along that outflow boundary.
Meridianville, Hazel Green, Huntland, New Market, Lincoln, Hightop, Plevna, Jericho, and Delora. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Alabama, Jackson, and Madison.
So let me close my radar down really quick and open it back up. It did not load up. Oh, there it goes. It loaded it up that time.
Hey Dave, you're kind of scratchy. I'll try it here in a few minutes. Cat 4's easy check. Roger, Cat 4 is easy check.
Come on, load up. Okay, so let me do something real fast because I've noticed the radar not loading up properly several different times. So we're going to delete some of these out. See if it'll clear it up. Forgive me, it's changing color on me again. We'll leave that one. Let's see what that looks like exactly. Okay.
Cat 4's easy check.
I'll go back to the standard. Let's see if that fixed it. I got some of those out of the way there. So new development now developing on top of Guntersville. We'll watch that. Also on top of Albertville, starting to move into DeKalb County. And also some additional development now on top of Sylvania. Just a big mess. Wind, rain, lightning. This is all pushing into DeKalb County. We will see if any additional severe warnings are issued, which I imagine there will be. Our temperatures dropped a bit down to 89 degrees. So I'm watching this in Marshall County to see if it strengthens up anymore. Also, I'm paying attention to Jackson County. You guys have got a mess there. I mean, pretty much wherever you're at in Jackson County, just about, you've got damaging winds. You got some hail, lots of lightning. Like it's just a battleground there in Jackson County. So I'm seeing a peak in the wind speed here. Very big peak in the wind speed here west of Skyline. That may be some rotation there. Where these two systems are colliding. That's particularly what I was watching. We got 60 miles per hour showing up on the radar. So yeah, it's damaging winds. So we do have a peak where these two systems have met. And it is definitely a peak. 60 mile per hour wind gusts there. Northwest of Skyline, Doppler radar indicated right now. Damaging winds. So that is going to be due to these two air masses colliding together. So if you're in Skyline, you got some nasty winds coming your way, potentially up to 60 miles per hour. That's Doppler radar indicated. It's went down to 58 miles per hour, which is still severe. Went down just a little bit on that scan. Went up on that scan, 64. So 60, maybe even 60 plus mile per hour winds possible right in there. Doppler radar indicating 64, almost 65 miles per hour with these two areas colliding, and that's going towards Skyline. So if you're in Skyline, and you're in a mobile home, might want to consider getting out of that and getting into a safer structure there. Those winds, Doppler radar indicating, and it's pretty consistent, 64 miles per hour, almost 65. So some high winds right there just to the northwest of Skyline, and looks like it's going to push it right towards Skyline. Elsewhere, there's still some high winds in there, but that's a big peak right there with those winds. Very high winds right there occurring in that storm there. Sorry, I got a message from somebody. I'm sure you probably was able to see it. I'm not sure if you was or not, but whoa, that is 69, almost 70 miles per hour. So Doppler radar indicating almost 70 mile per hour winds, and this is consistent. So this is not no mistake. This is not an error with the radar. This is Doppler radar indicating almost 70 mile per hour winds with this storm going towards Skyline. So if you're in Skyline, I mean, it's just to the northwest of you. I will be paying attention to this. This is some very high winds, very bright. Instantly grabbed my eye there. 69 mile per hour winds. And this is what I was talking about, but I was waiting for them to collide together and see what they do. I was kind of afraid something like that would happen when they did collide, but 69 mile per hour Doppler radar indicated winds there near Skyline. So if you're in Skyline, take your precautions with that. That's some very high winds, but thankfully, look at that, gone in that scan there. So it was a quick gust, like 1 or 2 scans or 3, and now look at that, 1, 2, 3 gone. So it has weakened, but still some high winds up to possibly 60 miles per hour. So somebody right in there had some really high winds. But just a sudden gust surge with the wind there when those two collided. So somebody had close to 70 mile per hour winds northwest of Skyline. Of course, the map's not letting me see exactly where that is. But a big mess over Skyline right now. There's a lot of heavy rain, crazy amount of rain and lightning. These things are just exploding along that. So we got some new shower thunderstorm development now around the Albertville area, and starting to move into DeKalb County now. But yeah, that's the highest wind gust I've seen all day show up on radar. Thank you, Pam. Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you didn't use that kind of language there. Zane, I would really appreciate it if you didn't. I just now got on the chat and looked. But some good news I see so far. Getting back to the radar, looking directly. I'm not able to see the chat, so I'm having to move back and forth to see it. So, good news is the storms in Marshall County, there's some heavy stuff around Arab. Other than that, showers and thunderstorms continuing to develop, and we'll have to continue to watch these as they move into DeKalb County, but they're pretty messy at this point. Other than that one that we had northwest of Skyline, that was Doppler radar indicating some 60, almost 70 mile per hour winds with that one, but it didn't last but a few minutes. So I'm going to say that was probably what made it to the ground by looking at the scans here. I'm going to say there was probably easily some 60 mile per hour winds because it was showing 69. That's with the storm motion in progress, so we took that away. And it showed about possibly 60, so I'm going to say some 60 mile per hour winds as it came through there. Maybe higher. Can't rule it out that it didn't make it to the ground, especially when those two collided. Those two systems collided there. And not forgetting you guys in Bridgeport. I see that bright area there lighting up too. Some damaging winds over Bridgeport. I know you guys will be ready when that's be so glad when that's gone because it's been continuous over Bridgeport. Did not mean to do that.
Copy on south of Scottsboro. You're making in that little noisy, but you're in there. Cam RC, DJ.
Get some additional development north of Lakeview. Watching this activity now near Albertville. Not seeing nothing all that concerning with that, but we're going to switch it back to velocity.
Roger, Roger. Cam RC, DJ.
So some pretty hefty thunderstorm activity moving through Albertville now, kind of northeast. Looks like it's out ahead of that main line pushing in here. Maybe some brief gusty winds with that. Heavy rainfall with it. I did switch to the radar Omega. That way I can see a little bit. It lets you see these boundaries a little bit better. If you notice, they're really bright white, and they're a little bit easier to see with this radar than they are with the other one I was just using. So Eider, you're about to get a mess over there. Pisgah, big mess there. I'm still seeing gusty winds. But I'm not seeing damaging winds, though, as it's coming into DeKalb County there on the northern portion. Now, don't get me wrong. Huntsville could have a different, opinion on that. They could see something different than I do. And if they do, a warning could go out for northeast DeKalb County. I mean, there's a lot of these storms that have embedded gusts, like we just seen, that could be really high. Something worth, mentioning there. But right now, I'm just not seeing it. I mean, I think a special weather statement, might be needed. Okay, SP Storm Prediction Center has actually added a slight risk of severe thunderstorms for northeast Alabama. That was something new that just notified me. We have been added into a level 2 slight risk of severe thunderstorms for today by the NOAA New Storm Prediction Center outlooks. Let me get that outlook up. And yes, northeast Alabama has been put in a slight risk for severe thunderstorms today. Let me go ahead and get that outlook up. Okay, that's the wrong thing. Let me grab it. Okay, so this is the new issued out by the Storm Prediction Center.
Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson County.
Another warning for Jackson, northeastern DeKalb, what I was just talking about, until 4:15. So that includes Sylvania, Valley Head, Ider, Henniger area. National Weather Service indicating some damage and wind potential with that. Quarter size hail at 60-mile-per-hour wind, so that explains it. Areas impacted: Scottsboro, Fort Payne, Rainsville, Bridgeport, Henniger, Stevenson, Sylvania. I'm going to need to get that on the repeater as soon as they get through talking.
Somebody back from that hospital, how fast is KM4BRU?
14, Rainsville, Bridgeport, Henniger, Stevenson, Sylvania, Hollywood, Powell, and Skyline. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
CSKO4FUN, y'all be careful back there, or out there. There's a severe thunderstorm warning just being issued by the National Weather Service, Huntsville, for northeastern DeKalb County. Areas impacted, and that would be Fort Payne, Rainsville, Henniger, Stevenson, Sylvania.
Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following.
Roger on now. I got my eyes open. I must get off the dock here at 5.
Yeah, Roger. There's a lot coming in to the west there. Just been a mess out there today. But yeah, y'all be careful out there. It's KO4FUN. I'll be standing by.
Alright, KM4BRU here at 5. We're monitoring this channel there.
Thank you, Mr. Felix. I know I mentioned particularly northeastern portions of DeKalb because I was noticing, which even though my radar is not indicating any 60-mile-an-hour winds with that, we have these boundaries coming in here, and I know those winds can surge quickly with those, with these storms meeting them. And I noticed a little bit of a bow out on that one there, and that's why I mentioned it and said there would be probably one out northeastern DeKalb County, if anyone right now. And again, there is a slight risk out for the northeast portions of DeKalb County there. But right now, for the southwestern portions, we have some strong, potentially for a strong thunderstorm there. I'm watching near Albertville. It's not moving fast, but it is moving to the northeast, east-northeasterly. So that looks like I'd put it around Geraldine, Dawson, Crossville area, because it's being pushed out. So it's slowly moving into our area there, but seeing some additional development behind it there with some gusty winds along that. So it looks like this cell is now making its way toward Geraldine. So it looks like it's actually moving a little northeast. Let me move and look at the chat. Hey, don't look at me, Chris. I didn't make it that loud. I don't know how to make it turn down so it ain't that loud, but I know this much. It'll scare you out of your dang chair. I know that much, especially if you're not expecting it. Alright, so the watch is also being considered. I don't know how to make it stop doing that, but just get it will, like if you're asleep, good grief. It is so loud when it comes on. Hey hon, glad you're watching. Good morning. I know I'm doing radar on the Sabbath today. I shouldn't be doing it, but hey, when there's severe weather, I got to cover it. So, you know, I think the Lord understands that. So, seeing some gusty winds now, northwest of Union Grove there, and that warning. I wonder how long that thing has been up. It expires in 11 minutes. That's a long warning out on that. So I'm seeing a strong thunderstorm develop now, just to the northeast of Albertville. Looks like it's trying to push east-northeast. So that's going to go right toward Geraldine, Lakeview. We might get some of it here in the Dawson area and Crossville. But yeah, Chris, did you know that you could take the radar and change it like this? Like put the radar Omega on there on radar scope and all that. I can even put Viper HD on there, but it messes with my eyes too much. It's so bright. Okay, let's not forget about Jackson County. You guys have been under the gun for a bit. Lord help you guys. There's so much rain and storms out there near Hollywood and Ider, Shiloh area, but it's just a mess. That's all a person can say, a mess with rain and wind and lightning. But the good news is there hasn't been any damage reports yet. Seeing another storm develop near Sylvania, just southeast of it. No, it's northeast of us. You could leave the door open though if you would. It's only 81 degrees in here. I'll be alright. Yeah, if you're heading toward Hourville, you're definitely going to be going into a storm. Yeah, there's a lot of outflow boundaries. Well, there's a special weather statement just put in place. I've been particularly watching this storm here that's moving in to DeKalb County, and was now a special weather statement issuing for southwest DeKalb counties through 4 o'clock. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and pea-size hail. Areas impacted: Albertville, Boaz, Guntersville, Arab, Crossville, Fife, Geraldine, Douglas, Lakeview, and High Point. That does include the areas of Skirham and Dawson as well. Them being littler communities, you know, it didn't mention them, but they are included in that area. Just a big area of some gusty winds and heavy rainfall. That storm was pushing northeast, but now it's being forced to move to the east thanks to the activity further north there pushing in. So again, special weather statement for the southwestern portions of DeKalb County around Crossville, Geraldine, and Lakeview. Severe thunderstorm warning out for northeastern portions of DeKalb County, which includes quarter-size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds anywhere from Sylvania, Valley Head, Hammondville, Henniger, Ider areas. Also Jackson County, Pisgah, Dutton, and Section areas, and also includes Stevenson areas. I know you guys are getting tired of it. You got to be. You've been under the gun for a while, but pretty nasty looking stuff coming out from there along a gust front outflow boundary there coming right into Henniger. So some heavy stuff coming into there. But our heaviest storm right now in the southwest portion of DeKalb County is going to be this one here that I've been watching for a bit. I hear some lightning with it, not indicating a lot. So that storm is not warned at all at the moment. And I'm not seeing indications of anything severe with it. So yeah, forgive that big weather alert when it does go off, because I never know when it's going to go off, but it's usually the first one to go off. But it is connected to a very big antenna outside too, so that'd have something to do with it. So starting to see a little bit of additional development a little bit further toward the Fife area. But we're just now about to get our strong thunderstorm here. I can hear it outside coming this way. But yeah, I'm going to try something really quick and see if I cannot figure out how to get that volume down a little bit lower on that. Okay, I've just figured out a way to do that.
History of producing wind damage and quieter size hail in Morgan County.
Okay, I just figured out a way to stop it. New warning going up.
The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Jackson
County.
Northeastern Madison County in north central Alabama, southeastern Lincoln County in middle Madison County in north central Alabama, southeastern Lincoln County in middle Tennessee, southern Franklin County in middle Tennessee, until 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles southeast of Huntland, or 15 miles south of Winchester, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. Source, radar indicated.
We are getting damage reports, wind damage reports near Trenton, Georgia.
Locations impacted include Stevenson,
Heartline Road and Fuller Road. Trees down in that area thanks to these winds.
Protection moved to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
So Ider, be ready for some very high winds coming your way. I'm noticing these now starting to intensify over the Pisgah area. And we have probably about 20 mile per hour winds, maybe 30 here in where I'm at in Skirrum. Starting to see some higher winds pop up along that boundary there. But yeah, if you're in Henniger, very big swath of wind coming your way. If you're in Eider, good bit of wind coming your way as well. And there's a possibility some of that could be up to 60 miles per hour possible. But particularly toward the Pisgah and Henniger area. So lots of wind with these things, even some hail. We got some 40s showing up. I know there's a 60 in there somewhere. Possibly. I got a 45. 45.9. So yeah, even though it's not showing up, doesn't mean it's not capable of doing it.
Mr. Dave in there, he was taking it in there, but I think you're choppy back again. Yeah, for the DCJ. Thought I heard you there for a minute. Hey, I can hit that beach off the machine, I guess. Because I see my call out.
So getting some torrential downpours here where I'm at. Pretty good little gust of wind there as well. Coming into the Crossville, Skirham, Geraldine area. Lots and lots of rain with it. Radar scope 1. Okay, so we've got probably 30 mile per hour winds here with that. Let me take a look outside real fast.
So what did you purchase, Dave?
Let me make sure everything's good. Am I putting everybody on your right, visual right, on my left? Is that here?
Probably 50 mile per hour winds along that sill there. I'm gonna say we probably had some 40 mile per hour gusts there associated with this moving in. Let me go ahead and send a report in. You should see it popping up on the map here in a moment. We had some
I did not hear him, but Riley is on here with
we had some high winds, some tree limbs broke. Of course, furniture on the porch knocked around, stuff like that. Trash can blowing away out there. So 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. And that report should be coming up momentarily.
Roger, I'll be on Sound Mountain, yeah, on the 4th Peter, yeah.
looking at the radar there. There's pretty heavy cell there passing over, going southeast through and Dave, you're going to drive right through it as well. Looks like it should start passing and be gone by 5. Well, it'll be through Bridgeport by 6.
Roger, Roger. I know it's getting awful windy up here on Sound Mountain here at 5. It's raining and windy real bad.
Yeah, this is KO4FUN. Yeah, special weather statement up for those areas now. Includes Crossville, Geraldine, Lakeview, and the Fife areas. So some pretty gusty winds. We've observed about 30 miles per hour gusts here. Back to you, Felix. This is KO4FUN.
It's black up here, and I noticed the wind picked up the last 5 or 6 minutes there, and it's beginning to rain pretty good now. I saw lightning once or twice.
Roger that. Be careful out there, Felix. You driving. It's KO4FUN. I'm going to step back.
Roger, we'll let them other guys talk and get back and forth there. Right there. KO4BRU, back quiet.
You guys put your fan on? Because I
Okay. All right, just go ahead and shut it. Go ahead and shut the door. Got windy and hailing and bright. Oh, I'm sorry, you was shaking there. I know these storms can be pretty nerve-wracking. I know that.
I'll let you guys carry on. I'm just going to sit back here and be quiet for a few because I'm still, I think, too far from the repeater. It's really choppy, and I'm going into the rain now. So, WW4DB.
Yeah, not really seeing any, rotation of concern or anything over
Once you get
over
to
us as it's passed.
Bridgeport, you make it Bridgeport by 4:50 our time. That'll be just the beginning of that system.
Whoa.
And the heaviest will be in South Pittsburgh.
Power is flickering on and off.
Eastern Standard Time. Just the FYI, we'll be monitoring KI4C change.
So the system's slowly pushing on out of here. Seeing some additional development on the back there. Okay, wait. What have we got? Mesoscale discussion out for a severe thunderstorm watch. They are discussing the potential for a severe thunderstorm watch for northeast Alabama and into Georgia, as well as into parts of Tennessee. So that is what you're seeing on that blue box there. That is a mesoscale discussion. I don't believe this is the last round. I could be wrong. Chris Williamson, are you on there? And I'm not able to look. Can you tell me if this is if there's another round coming, which there obviously probably more than likely is if they're going to put a watch out. But that is a mesoscale discussion put in place for northeast Alabama, discussing the potential for a severe thunderstorm watch issuance. Let me take a look. I don't think he is on, so let me back out and take a look. Okay. Oh my gosh. You guys have got to see this video I just posted. God bless these poor people. Go check the video out I just posted. These poor guys had their kids and they was all outside out on bouncy house and everything, and then you see the okay, anyway, I posted a video up of the family and all, and they're running away because of the wind, and then as soon as they're about to get in the house, the whole bouncy house just goes flying through the air. I'm just like, oh my goodness. And looks like Russia just had a 7.0 earthquake. That's not good. Anyway, back to it. So still got some very high gusty winds coming in here. The Crossville area, Skirham, Geraldine, even the Fife areas, passing the Lakeview area, going into Fort Payne now. Also still severe thunderstorm warning up for this part of DeKalb County, northeastern portions of DeKalb. And it is crazy windy out here in Skirham right now. Okay, we got a gust. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, we got a gust of 22.1 just now. Now all this is moving toward the Fort Payne, all this rain and wind all pushing to the northeast. Pretty windy out there. Special weather statement, another one being issued out. Okay, that was... Okay. That is probably damaging winds right there. Stand by, that was high. Whoa. That was some high wind gusts, folks. That was like 50 miles per hour. Just came through Skirham here. So we'll go ahead and say these storms here are capable of producing 50 mile per hour wind gusts, 40 to 50. That was high right there. Yeah, I'm looking at it on my map. So I said 40 to 50 to be exact. It was 41 miles per hour gust just then. So these storms capable of producing 40 miles per hour. Radar indicated, of course, that is what they're showing here on the special weather statement. So confirmed at 41 miles per hour on our radar. Our anemometer outside, so these storms are packing a punch when they're coming through those winds. So 40 miles per hour, maybe a little bit higher. We got confirmed 41. So all that's pushing to the east. Looks like that is now going to be moving east of Geraldine, Skirham, and Crossville. Still pretty windy out there. This thing is moving, of course it was near Boaz, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Albertville impacted Boaz. It's already past those areas. Guntersville looks like it's past there, but there's another one developed on the backside. So Arab, Crossville, Fife, Geraldine, Douglas, Lakeview, and High Point. We have confirmed 41 mile per hour winds with that. And we have another development, another special weather statement out for northwestern Marshall, southeastern Madison, and southeastern Morgan through 4 p.m. At 3:34, just a little bit ago, Doppler radar indicated a strong thunderstorm near Morgan City, or 8 miles northwest of Arab, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Areas impacted Guntersville, Grant, Morgan City, Union Grove, Eddy, Columbus City, and Lake Guntersville State Park. So that is another one behind on the backside that's developed here. Mesoscale discussion. Probability of watch issuance 40%. Damaging winds and hail threat persists through the afternoon. Recent thunderstorm activity across northern Alabama, southern Tennessee, and northern Georgia show increase in intensity with transparent supercell characteristics. Already seen some of those. Those are occurring in the vicinity of a remnant MCV, which has led to the narrow corridor of the 30 to 40 knots of deep layer shear, likely contributing to a more organized storm mode. Temperatures in this region have warmed into the low to mid 90s and dew points in the mid to upper 70s, which is true. Our temperature has dropped down to 72 here. Mid-level Cape analysis around 2,000, 2,500 joules. That's true. This moist and unstable air mass will support potential for wet downburst and perhaps the risk of large hail and damaging winds from stronger, more organized storms. This activity will likely continue to increase in coverage, potentially clustering along outflow into northern Georgia and South Carolina through the afternoon and evening. Should this occur, the risk of damaging winds may increase. The slight risk has been expanded southward at 20Z, and a watch may be needed to cover this threat. That is going to be with all this stuff moving out right now. So a watch may be issued further ahead of all this activity here. So you guys further ahead into Georgia, y'all may be seeing a watch, and into the Carolinas as well, y'all may be seeing a watch. As far as it goes, I believe that this is probably it for us. Let me take a look at the new Outlook model, the high resolution rapid refresh. Let me refresh that up and see if it shows any more coming through here. So there's our big batch. It moves out, and it's not showing any more.
Probably works better that direction. Yeah, you're on the other side of that ridge down there. Yeah, I worked Jay and Doug last night from the park up there, which they weren't.
Alright, so I'm updating the
Default was working, so I don't know what he has
map here to take a look and see if we have any additional development.
It wasn't working at all, and his mobile was working pretty well.
Okay, so there is a possibility that a few cells may develop on the backside.
Interesting, yeah, 'cause,
But yeah, overall the models are not supporting any more thunderstorm activity after this. Everything shows to be clearing out of here behind this. So according to the high resolution rapid refresh model anyway, so that will be some good news. That what we got is what we're going to get. Now let me look at another model.
it also has something to do with
I got a little bit of confusion going on here. So I swapped, let me move the models, change it.
and all those things, so that may have something to do with it. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm 13 miles down to 24, and it's raining hard. WW4DB. Well, cool. Well, you're a solid copy in there that time.
So we're at 3 p.m.
It's a good machine, as we know it's there.
4 p.m. Looking at the models. These models are a little bit confusing. Showing through 6 p.m., which is strange. I think maybe they may be a little bit behind. Nothing. There is some showers and thunderstorms moving through Fort Payne. Absolutely, Mike. Some heavy stuff too. That's what I thought, Chris. I was a little bit confused by their mesoscale discussion, and then looking at the newest models.
I would say
But yeah, it looks like the main batch is coming through right now. So that watch would be for areas east of us.
got dinner cooked, and now I'm just kind of chilling on the front porch. This rain came through.
So the good news, it does look like the heavy stuff that we have now. There is some heavy stuff now moving into Fort Payne. Some hail with it, also around 5. Some hail there, and continue to move on through Fort Payne. Also Henniger, looks like all this is moving east of you. Eider, you still got some showers and thunderstorms out there. And I do believe something was, let me check that out. Severe thunderstorm warning. Nope. That's not what I'm wanting. Okay, a watch has been issued. Number 632, Norman, Oklahoma has issued the Storm Prediction Center has issued a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of northeast Alabama, northern Georgia, western North Carolina, western South Carolina, effective at from 4:45 until 10 p.m. Scattered damage and wind gusts of 70 miles per hour. Isolated large hail events, which it shows that we are under a watch, but I did not get any notification of a watch being issued.
Middle Tennessee, southern Franklin County in Middle
All right,
Tennessee.
hang on a minute.
Until 4:15 p.m.
Let's see
Central
what we
Daylight
got
Time.
here.
At 3:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles southeast of Huntland, or 15 miles south of Winchester, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects...
Yeah, I'm not getting no information about us
Locations impacted include Stevenson, Huntland,
about us being under a watch.
A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for northwestern Jackson and southern Franklin counties. At 3:46
Let me ask
p.m.
Brad.
Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles south of Callan, or 12 miles southeast of Winchester, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Stevenson, Hutland, Anderson, Hightop, Bass, Francisco, Beans Creek, Jericho, Still Fork, and Sherwood. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Jackson, Alabama. This is a special weather statement. Strong thunderstorms will impact southern DeKalb County through 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along the line extending from Rainsville to near Crossville. Movement was east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard, wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour.
Alright, so, just to make sure everybody don't think I'm nuts and I'm making this up. You see the yellow box, it includes DeKalb County in it, which I don't believe it does include us, because if it did, we'd be hearing about it. But the discussion indicates that northeast Alabama, severe thunderstorm watch for portions of northeast Alabama. So I think there's some confusion right there. I don't think it does include northeast Alabama, because we'll be hearing about it. Yeah, that's just some confusion going on.
A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Yeah, that's some confusion, because it would include more than just DeKalb County. This is the main line, because it would include, there would be more than just DeKalb County, under it. So, yeah, they've got some confusion going on there. That watch extends into Georgia, but it does not include DeKalb County, because this is the main line that they're watching, and it's moving out. So, yeah, there's just a bit of confusion on that mesoscale discussion there. It doesn't make sense. I know Huntsville hasn't said anything about us being under the watch. And this has got to be the main line, because that watch is outlined right along that line right there that's moving through. But I'm still a bit confused. I'm sorry. I am a bit confused here.
Dekalbcwx. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 4:15 p.m. Central.
I'm just trying to figure out. I apologize, everybody. There's a bit of confusion going on, because the mesoscale discussion has put us under it, but yet I haven't heard a word. So we do have a strong storm in Marshall County, capable of producing some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Everything else is continuing to move out. Now we do have some development here on the back side. We do have some additional pop-ups, but they're not looking nothing like that. Okay, where is our font at? Okay, another part, another special weather statement out for 50 mile per hour winds. That's going to be southern DeKalb County. 343 Doppler radar tracking strong thunderstorms along the line extending from Rainsville to near Crossville. Movement was east at 40 miles per hour. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. And pea-size hail. Areas impacted: Fort Payne, Rainsville, Crossville, Fife, Powell, Geraldine, Pine Ridge, Lakeview, Dogtown, and Columbine. Unless, I don't know. That's weird. Weather Channel reported thunderstorm watch. Okay, the official watch does not include DeKalb County. It's for Cherokee and Etowah counties eastward into Georgia. Thank you. So yeah, it does not include DeKalb County. That watch does not include DeKalb County. It includes Cherokee County. So it's a little bit of confusion on their part. So yeah, it includes areas of Cherokee County because yeah, this is the main line right here, and they're going to issue a watch ahead of that main line. So Cherokee County under that watch, and it goes on into Georgia. With this big O line right here, lots of wind damage reports showing up in Georgia from this. Like, I mean, a lot of wind damage. Tree reported down a road near intersection. Here we go.
Effective until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following county: Cherokee,
There we go.
Alabama.
Okay.
Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather,
Okay.
including large hail and damaging winds. Close to the
All right. So our threat of severe weather
severe weather may not be imminent. Persons
is over with after this stuff gets out of here.
and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. Repeating, severe thunderstorm watch number 632 has been issued until 9 p.m.
I also want to recommend to everybody, I know I haven't talked much about it, but been a lot going on, but Mr. Brad Travis has actually, from what I understand, he changed the name of his page. It's not a new page. I thought it was a new one, but it's not. It's one he's had, but he's changed it, and he's focusing more on Northeast Alabama. Big fan of Brad Travis for a long, long time. I'm trying to find the name of his page. Northeast Alabama WFF First Alert Weather. Go give him some love. Give him a like. Tell him we sent you along, or just go give him a like. You ain't got to tell him nothing. Just go give him a like. He's also covering Northeast Alabama. Like, that's awesome. So, Mr. Brad Travis has started doing that, and I was able to confirm that it is actually him. I was very skeptical for a while that it was him, but it is actually Mr. Brad Travis, and he started covering Northeast Alabama. So go check him out as well. Northeast Alabama WAFF First Alert Weather. We all work together for the same cause, so.
Strong thunderstorms will impact southern DeKalb County through 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along the line extending from Rainsville to near Cross.
All right, guys, so we're about ready to wrap this up. Looks like everything is finally moved out. We'll continue to monitor for a few more strong thunderstorms developing. We got some behind the line here that's developed, and it is strong near Union Grove, but most of this strong to severe stuff has already passed. But we're staying live here until it gets out of here completely, because there's still some nasty stuff going into Fort Payne, as well as Collinsville area, Sand Rock, Powell. Some pretty nasty stuff going into there. Could be some potentially gusty 50-mile-an-hour winds. There is a special weather statement out for those areas. So we'll continue to cover that until the main line gets out of here. This will happen through 4:15. Strong thunderstorms are moving to the east at 40 miles per hour. Some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts at pea-size hail. Areas impacted: Fort Payne, Rainsville, Crossville, Fife, Powell, Geraldine, Pine Ridge, Lakeview, Dogtown, and Colibran. Pretty nasty cells moving into Pine Ridge and into the Fort Payne area, so you guys are about to get absolutely smashed with wind and rain.
I'm hearing you better now than I heard you the first time we got on this.
Okay, we got a new warning going up, and that is going to include those areas right there I was just talking about. Severe thunderstorm warning for southeast DeKalb County and northeast Alabama. Severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Fort Payne to near Crossville, moving east at 30 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Fort Payne, Rainsville, Henniger, Crossville, Sylvania, Fife, Valley Head, Hammondville, Mentone, and Pine Ridge. It is east of Crossville right now. So, yeah, very mean line of storms there. need to get this information up, guys.
Get around anywhere North Alabama, you know, Fort Payne area, it's a booming grape machine. All right, well, I didn't hear anybody else. You're in here chatting with me. I saw Dave, talked to him at the Ham Fest, and enjoyed our chat. And good show. A lot of, man, there's a lot of stuff there.
Interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has
This is KO4FUN.
Central daylight time for the following county.
Please, sir.
Alabama.
Going to advise all amateur radio operators a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued out for southeastern DeKalb County in northeast Alabama. That's going to include the areas of Fort Payne, Rainsville, Henniger, Crossville, Sylvania, Fife, Valley Head, Hammondville, Mentone, and Pine Ridge areas. This is KO4FUN clear.
Is that from here?
No, it's east of us.
Seth Cross from Fort Payne?
It's east of us.
Roger, roger. Thank you, sir.
So we're not gonna-
Jay, I'm assuming that's probably in your area.
Well, we're, I think the bad weather has come through here. It's Huntsville, and I think they're out east of us, so, I guess we're gonna get ready to get it. We're kind of getting back to the west, clear skies.
Okay, yeah, it's just past you. I see the line there. Oh, wow, it's just lined up on, 72. Line there from Valley.
Yeah, that does. Also moving very close to Sandrock area, so some 60-mile-per-hour winds associated with that. Mountain View Drive, high winds. Yeah, Collinsville, of course, included in that.
Something chatted with Andy and Brenda, and have their team take
So we're slowly getting through all this. It is east of Crossville right now, even though Crossville was put in the warning. Hearing gets pretty rough in Crossville. I know it was really rough here when it came through, so I am seeing additional development behind it, but it's weakening out very quickly.
And Doug, did you get the picture I sent you of his resort?
I did, and it was very nice. I guess he was very excited about that.
Yeah, his father is not
Slowly getting through this. Now it's a move through Fort Payne. I know those winds have got to be crazy there. They're going to hit really quick and be out of here pretty quick. Lots of heavy rainfall with it too.
after he bought it, we were out there eating lunch in court. That's when I shot the picture. Right after I shot the picture.
So, but this has been my dream here to help bring more awareness to Northeast Alabama when it comes to severe weather. And, you know, I feel like that dream has been a success, that it is actually being a reality at this point, because, you know, I'm pretty speechless on everything, especially, you know, my favorite meteorologist is now covering Northeast Alabama too, so that is just awesome. Not saying he didn't before, but what I'm saying is he's specifically aiming the page to Northeast Alabama, specifically, so that is awesome. That's awesome to see that. And the coverage, you know, everybody working together, you know, made it possible, of course. But yeah, I've always been a big fan of Brad Travis. He's been, in my opinion, one of the best ones. Jason Simpson, also another one I like a lot. But yeah, I've followed Brad Travis a long time, so that is pretty awesome. Tree down across the road in Douglas at Fort Payne. If you're in Fife, it is east of you. So still moving through Fort Payne. Some heavy stuff south of Valley Head now. Sylvania, if you're in the Sylvania area, You know, you're getting in the good side of things. You're actually in the good side of things. Powell, Rainsville, it's all east of you. Lakeview, it's east of you. Geraldine, it's east of you. We do have a few pop-ups on the backside here, but they're weakening out. If you're anywhere around Crossville, Geraldine, Lakeview, Fife, Rainsville, Powell, Sylvania, Henniger, Eider, Shiloh, everything's east of you. If you're anywhere from Hammondville, Valley Head, Fort Payne areas, Collinsville, Dogtown areas, Sand Rock, of course Sand Rock's out of our area, but still it's going into them areas. You still got a little bit to go here. It's not even moved through good yet, unless you're in Fort Payne. It's moving through pretty good there right now. Starting to move into northern portions of Cherokee County there. Moving towards Sand Rock, Galesville areas, Cedar Bluff, Leesburg. You guys are going to get some of this heavy stuff as well. But they have not extended the warning into those areas, but they have put a special weather statement out. It'll impact northern Etowah and Cherokee through 445. Doppler radar tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from 8 miles northeast of Little River Falls to near Sand Rock to near Reese City. Movement was to the east at 25 miles per hour. You could see some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts and pea-size hail. Areas impacted: Gadsden, Rainbow City, Hoax Bluff, Center, Cedar Bluff, Little River Canyon National Preserve, Forney, Center Municipal Airport, Glencoe, Leesburg, Reese City, Sand Rock, Galesville, Tenala, Tabor Road, Cherokee Rock Village, Cornwall, Furnace Park, Blake, Eastern Westlake, and Little River Falls. And you are under a severe thunderstorm watch as well until this gets out of here. So if you're in Fort Payne, you're just now getting freed up from some of this. Valley Head also. And I see a TVS signature showing up. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but... And that... Ooh, whoa, okay. Maybe it did. I've seen something there. Oh, on that scan there. Could have been something trying to develop. That's not here. It's in Georgia. And look at that right there. There is a rotation. One scan is all it picked it up. And that's in northeast of Tryon, Georgia. Come on, back up. Okay. Okay, let me back through there. Okay, so yeah, just a quick circulation. That's why that TVS showed up. Yeah, so there was a pretty strong rotation on the lower levels that developed very quickly out ahead of it as it moved through Georgia. Not seeing any signs that it touched down, but it's really brief. And why in the world do I keep getting those confused? But that is not in our area. Just letting you know that. It's not in DeKalb County or any of the others here. Marshall or Jackson, that was out in Georgia, but still I had to look at it. So 4:15 for DeKalb County. Don't pay any mind to how he just said DeKalb County. I don't know, they get tongue twisted sometimes, I guess. No problem. I remember Cherokee County. I specifically remembered it this time because I have viewers down there too. Yeah, it's still pretty bad where you're at there on Lookout Mountain close to DeSoto. But it's passing east of Fort Payne, but it's still pretty heavy right in there. But it is slowly pushing out. And you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning for just a little bit longer.
To be struck by lightning. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Dekalb, Alabama. This is a special weather statement. Strong thunderstorms will impact
Seeing some signs of some hail with it too as it's coming up through there.
time. At 3:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along the line.
Alright, we're going to switch back to normal pan mode.
Movement was east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard, wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and pea-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, gusty winds could knock down trimmings and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Locations affected include Fort Payne, Ranksville, Crossville, Fife, Powell, Gerald Payne, Pine Ridge.
I was hoping I'd get some other areas to pop up there, but that's not the case. That's why I'm going to upgrade the radar here pretty shortly. Probably not today, but I will.
Is occurring with these storms. Lightning can strike 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle. This is a special weather statement. Strong thunderstorms will impact northeastern and Cherokee counties through 4:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:58 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar was
So,
tracking
yeah, it's right on top of old Highway 35.
the Little River
Another heavy batch just a little northeast of that, trying to get that to load up on the map.
per hour. Hazard, wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and pea-size hail.
And looks like we got power outages all across DeKalb County. We got power outages in Jackson and DeKalb counties. This affects 373 customers, total of 12,777 people. So there's quite a few power outages across the areas. Power companies affected: Cherokee Electric Group, Marshall DeKalb Electric Cooperative, and Sand Mountain Electric Cooperative. So these storms have knocked some power out across the area. And in Jackson County, those outages include 150 customers under Huntsville Utilities, North Alabama Electric Cooperative, Sand Mountain Electric Cooperative, and Scottsboro Electric Power Board. All areas out of power thanks to these storms. Jackson County has been cleared of severe thunderstorm warnings. Marshall County has been cleared of severe thunderstorm warnings, and the severe weather has moved out. Still watching for DeKalb County areas east of, just barely east of Fort Payne there around Lookout, and Old Highway 35, 11, and on up through the Lookout Mountain area. And it's moving east at 35 miles per hour. Could be some 60 mile per hour winds in that. Still indicated. Okay, so we've got severe thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire. Yeah, I gave out that on Etowah County just a little while ago. There is a special weather statement out on that with some 50 mile per hour winds possible. The National Weather Service in Huntsville has canceled the severe thunderstorm warning. Even though it's still showing up, they've canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for DeKalb County. East Central DeKalb County has expired at 4:15. Okay, so we've still got a few more minutes, but they're going ahead and canceling it a bit early. The severe weather has now passed and moved into Cherokee County. So you guys, 50 mile per hour winds with some of that, it has weakened a lot. Seeing some gusty winds now moving into northeast portions of Cherokee County. So 40 to 50 miles per hour indicated on the radar there. We'd still have a few pop-up showers and storms out across the area. Not going to fully rule out some more, but they should not be like this right here. It is currently 71 degrees at 412, and we've been live for almost 3 hours straight. So we're going to get ready and wrap things up here shortly once it does move a little further southeast. It did weaken a good bit as it moved on out, but the heaviest severe stuff is now in northwestern Georgia. Oh, I was wondering what he did with the pages there. All of a sudden, now running through here. Yeah, I was wondering what he did with those. I'm glad he did do that. Alrighty, so next big thing. Still watching the storms in Cherokee. They're weakening out a good bit. Like a lot. There's still a few embedded strong thunderstorms in there from Etowah County near Gadsden all the way into Cherokee County near Galesville, Cedar Bluff, and Center, as well as Leesburg, but seeing a lot of that weaken. So let's see what the next big thing is going to be. Well, see if I can get that up. Okay, that's Storm Prediction Center Outlook. Here will be the next big thing. Let me look. So I find it. Okay, that'll be our next big thing. So everybody ready for a actual good taste of fall? Well, as we get on into Wednesday, into Thursday, just take a look at those temperatures. We get down into the 50s overnight, and highs in the, looks like low 80s, like 84 degrees, somewhere right in there, maybe a little lower. Northeast Alabama shows highs around 79 degrees. So yeah, 79, 80 degrees, lows in the 50s at night. So that's what's coming in behind all this mess as we get on into the next week. Around Wednesday, we should officially get another system pass, and it'll bring some cool, even cooler temps in here. So taste the fall right around the corner. Okay, that storm there stands from Sand Rock to Reese City. 50-mile-per-hour winds possible with that. That's moving on, and of course we're talking about Etowah and Cherokee counties here. Yeah, look at these gust fronts gusting off the backside of some of this activity. There's a lot of gust fronts out there. Okay, so warnings out of here. Still some pretty nasty stuff in Etowah County there moving through.
Service Office in Huntsville is transmitted on a frequency
All right, everybody. I think we can get ready to wrap things up. If you're in DeKalb, Jackson, Marshall counties, the severe weather threat has ended, and everything is moving out of DeKalb County currently. We have a few pop-up storms behind all this. We'll keep an eye on them, but they should not become severe. Won't fully rule that out, but they still should not become severe. The main activity is pushing on out of here. A ton of wind damage reports, even some flooding reports up around Chattanooga areas, Tennessee, northern Georgia, northwest portions of Georgia as well. There's still a severe thunderstorm warning in effect in Georgia out there, just to the northeast of Calhoun, Georgia. But overall, everything moving out. Expect a few more thunderstorms out there. Can't rule out a strong one, but our temperature has really dropped, and our energy has passed to the east and southeast. So still some heavy stuff moving through Cherokee County and Etowah County, but all that slowly get its way out of there. So we'll get ready to wrap things up here. And yeah, be careful there in Atala. 62 mile per hour winds near Little River Canyon. Wow, that's some high winds. That's for sure. I know they're capable of it. They're producing some high winds, but we're gonna get ready to get out of here. And have a great rest of your evening. Thanks everybody for sticking around. And have a great rest of your Saturday. Thanks everybody. Take care.